Hey there guys, this is Hector from Vhector Graphics, and today we're gonna be making this. Okay guys, let's create a new document. We're gonna make this document 8 by 10 inches with the resolution 300 dpi, RGB color mode, and let's hit create. This is our new canvas, and let's bring the main background. Good. So we have this field here that we're gonna be using for our tutorial today. And the first thing I want to do is like straighten a little bit that horizon that you see there is a bit crooked. So there we go, like so. Let me get in a little bit so to make sure everything's good. Still a little bit, there you go. That's good. Hit enter and position it really nicely there. Get rid of the guide and let's erase that top boring sky that I like. You know, we need something better than that. And with the mask and the eraser tool, you can use the brush tool, by the way. Let's erase that hard edge that we have there. Oops. Yes, let's erase this edge over here. And what I like to do is like erasing the whole edge and then bring back what I want exactly to be there. It's a way, I mean, it's something that I do. Maybe, you know, you don't have to do it like that. The point is to try to blend this as best as possible, so it looks as real as we can possibly achieve. So there we go. Now I'm bringing back that horizon there without bringing back the actual edge. Now let's bring the new sky. There we go. Position it. And let's apply a mask and erase the bottom part. Oops. With that, pressing the key X, you will switch between colors. You will swap the colors. So if you notice there, I swapped the black for the white, because the white will erase and the black will bring back that erased part. As you can see here, I'm bringing back the whole sky, and I will position it below the field. Now, yeah, let me position this. Good. So now I want to refine that horizon as much as I can. I think I was erasing this in the wrong place. There you go. So now I will bring back those hills on the field, like so. But as you can notice here, we have a really high difference between the sky and the field. But we're gonna fix that. Don't worry. So I will try this for a second. I'm almost certain it won't work. Let me see. Yeah, no. Nope. Let me see. No, you know what? Let's try this a different way. I will apply. It's almost the same thing. Let's apply a color balance, and let me try to like match the sky, that little piece of sky that we have from the field with the other one. And what I will do here, as you can see, the field is all messed up. I will erase all that color balance effect that we have. We're gonna erase it from the field, but we're gonna maintain it right on the border between the two layers. I will do that next. So if you take a look here, you can see that it is starting to blend in. It's not that obvious, it's not fully, but we're gonna get there, don't worry. There we go. That's good. Perfect. Now I want to be working on on the field now. So what I will do now is I don't know if you notice sometimes when the day is really hot, for example, in the horizon you can see the horizon turning really getting that color, that haze. So that's more or less what I'm doing here. So that's the justification to blend this up. So I don't mind doing this because that this actually happens. The horizon can get that tint in real life, so that way it looks good. So mission accomplished. I know it's not perfect right now, but you'll see all this stuff is gonna get even better. And now there you go. So since the bottom of the sky is like more clear, it works now. And then we have our giant, this guy here. Let me make this screen so I can see where I'm putting him. So there we go, like so. Yeah, it was a little bit crooked. I think it's cool. Let me see. No, let me go back to screen. There we go. Yeah, I think it looks good. That's the right position. Let's bring it back normal. Double click on the smart object icon in the corner there, and let's apply a mask. And with the pen tool, let's cut out this image. But first, you know what? I need to see where that image is starting on the actual image, on the yes, around the hand, more or less, the arm there. But I will start a little bit before that. So I'm gonna speed up this part here because it's really boring. I don't want you guys to get bored. Okay, see you on the other side. And there we have it, guys. The whole thing is cut out. It's ready to go. Let's make this like that. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do now is bring this guy over and substitute this one over here. Like that. Good. I will turn off the main one, but I'm gonna keep it just in case. You know, you always want to have the original one just in case as a smart object. Okay, so this works. This is looking good. Now I can see here that outline there, that black line on the shoe, on the sneaker. Let me try to fix that. I don't think this is gonna work. Nope. No, it's not good. No. Yeah, before that one it was better. Let me erase this one, the last one that we did. But what I will do here is, in the mask, I'm gonna start erasing that outline. The thing is, I cut that layer like on the outside. I went too far to the outside, not inward enough. So that's why I had that line there. So I can erase it a little bit here. That will solve everything. So that's cool. That looks good. This looks good here too. Yep, everything in order. Yep, perfect. Now we have the guy positioned. Now what I will do is, like, using the same mask and the eraser tool, I will bring the grass forward. Right now the shoe is like on the foreground, but actually, to make it work, we need to bring that grass over the shoe, because the grass is tall and the guy is like stepping on that grass. So this will add to that effect. Notice how it will go from large brush size to small, and then even smaller. That's because I'm bringing I'm working like generally, then I will go to details. Right now I'm working on like individual strands of grass, like so. And after this, I'm gonna go even smaller on the brush size to make the individual grass like stand out more. And notice also how I'm trying to like follow the direction of the grass while I'm like trying to bring it back, bring it to the front. I'm going like left right, depending on where I'm seeing the grass going at that moment. So that's a cool technique to achieve like this realistic effect that the grass is there, like on top of the shoe. Now I will go even smaller, and I will bring like back those large and tall grass strands like that. Here I will go a little bit more chaotic, as you can see, because here I'm not worried about where the strands actually are, but this is an overall like effect that we add to the overall realism of the image. So you see, it looks good. You can tweak these even more if you like, of course, but for this tutorial purpose, this is good. Now let's do this heel of this sneaker here for a second. It's the same thing. Again, you can go really in detail, not going so crazy as I'm going here. Although this will work what I'm doing here anyways, but you can always go really into the details, having trying to make it as realistic as possible. I think it looks good, but I need a little bit more here, like so. Very good. That's cool. Let's bring up this car here, and the reason I bring the car is because I like to give the viewer's brain the chance to have a reference of the size that I'm working on. So if I want to make this guy look humongous, I can put an object that the size of, and that way your brain has a reference, and you know, it's not that hard to realize that the guy is a giant. So I will speed up this now. See you on the other side. So as you can see, I'm using another technique to erase this side. Instead of using the pen tool, I'm using the eraser and a mask. I like this technique. I mean, it's the same in my opinion. So let's go ahead and erase this side here also. See you in a bit. So now I will bring back this wheat over here, this grass that we have here. I don't know if it should be grass. Yeah, I've been saying wheat all the time. I don't know. So here we go. There you go. I fill it up a little bit here. We're done. That's nice. Now let's create a new layer. And let's draw some shadows to this car, because we got rid of the original shadow that we had before. So let's do this. There we go. It looks awful, but you'll see. Bear with me. Let's apply the multiply, lower the opacity. So now let's apply a new mask to the shadow, and let's erase the most distant side of the shadow, so it looks more real. Let's erase this side here, like so. Already you can see it's looking like really good. And now let's create the contact shadow. So that's the shadow that is immediately where the object touch the other object is laying on. So let's do this here. There we go. Let's bring down the opacity a bit. Apply a mask. And let's erase it completely and bring back only the part we want it to show, which need to be like really near the car. It cannot be too away, because if it's too distant, it won't look right. And I think that's good. Let me get rid of a little bit of the shadow here, so it looks like better. There we go. That is good. Now let's bring this rust image that I got. So what I want to do is make this car look like old and rusted. What I will do here is try to mimic the perspective that car has by applying that same perspective to the rusted metal. Like so. There we go. I think it's good. Now we make a clipping mask by pressing Option and clicking between the two layers. And let's find a blending mode that will work for this case. I think Vivid Light is okay. I think Vivid Light is okay. And I will erase a little bit on certain parts. for example, this side here, the headlights, they don't get that much rust, and so yeah, I will be erasing randomly, but with an order, until I find something that you know, that looks good. And as you can see right now, we have this car. It's looking like really rusted, old. There we go. It's convincing. I think it looks real. Now let me group these layers to keep this organized. This is the car, the guy, and this one will be the background. And I don't know if you guys knew this, but you can assign colors to the layers. So everything that is inside, as you can see here, has the same color, and you don't get lost. So now we'll duplicate this layer and assign a color overlay, black, and rasterize that layer. I don't need it as a smart object. So now I will try to invert it, like try to make it look like the shadow of that guy, always following the lighting of the scene and more or less the one that I use on the car, so everything match up. And now there we go. I will, well, let's leave it there. Looks good. There. So I apply the multiply, and I will assign some blur to it. That's too much. So let's bring it down, more or less. Let me see. More or less. I think there is good. Okay. And let's apply a mask. Lower the opacity. Let's use 38 and duplicate it. Now I will invert this mask the second layer has by pressing Command I, and now I will do the same thing that I did on the car. The more distant extreme of the shadow I will erase, so it looks more realistic. Let's do this side here. That's the tip of the sneaker. There we go. That's good. You can see already we are achieving the goal of making this image look real already, and we haven't even finished yet. So this is good. This is feeling good. Okay, now we go to the second layer that I created, and what I will do is going reverse. So now I'm going to bring back parts of that shadow to create that overall contact shadow there, like so. There we go. I think that's good. Now we do this side here. Remember, this is a second contact shadow, so we're gonna do 3 in this case, so it looks even better. Like so. There we go. It's looking really good. There we go. So now let's create a new one, or even better, let's duplicate this one like that. I'm gonna get rid of this mask that I don't like because it has the settings of the other one, and let's invert it. Remember, Control I. And now we're gonna bring back the first contact shadow. That's the one that is closest to the object. So that's one of them. That's the most important one. I mean, every shadow, every stage of the shadow is important, but this one actually tells your brain that, yo, this is touching the field. This is here. You see, you see what I did there in the tip? So there I went a little bit away from the whole sneaker tip, because that way I can I simulate that the tip of the shoe is like going up, so the realism is even greater. So what I'm gonna do now is link all these layers, so if I move one, they all move at the same time, and I don't mess this up, just in case. So here we have the main scene. It's looking good so far. It's looking really good. Now let's move on and let's create the effect that this guy is really big and is getting into like the distance, you see. So what I did there was with the color picker, grab the clearer blue that the sky has all the way to the bottom, and I painted on a new layer on the top part of that guy. So that will give us this like the sense that the guy is really high. And to top it off, let's bring this like nice clouds. This is an effect I like because it gives the impression of, it gives some sense of cartoonish, but at the same time of realism. It's a really mix. It's a really weird mix that I like. I like playing with the clouds on huge objects. So let's position this like this. Awesome. Perfect. And this one will be the main one, the one that is like kind of masking everything on the top, and that will force us to rearrange a little bit the clouds. I think we need one more cloud, if I'm not mistaken, because I think it looks really like a little bit empty. So let's do this. Let me see if this one works. Nope, I don't think it works. No way. So I think I'm gonna get the top one, the big one. Since it's not showing completely, I'm gonna bring it exactly. There you go. Let me see where I position this. That looks good. Let me reposition these ones. You know what? It looks good. I think it's nice. Yeah. Let's bring the opacity down a little bit. There we go. And of course, let's group all these layers so we stay organized. That's really important, guys. Organization. Let's name these clouds, and let's put them inside the guy group. So if the guy move, I want the clouds to move with him. There we go. So now what I want to do is like make the sky and the field a whole layer, one layer. I want it to be one layer, and apply this Tiltshift blur effect. So this effect is really cool. It gives you the ability to apply blurriness in only the top part and the bottom part, where you see that dotted line on top and below. Those are the regions that are gonna get the blurriness. The rest is gonna be sharp, so you can manipulate this to your advantage to try to make this image as realistic as possible. That's what I'm doing here. This is a detail. It's not gonna be a really visible detail, but it's a detail that is gonna make a difference, believe it or not. Because we're matching all the blurriness of the depth of field that this image has and should have, and and that you are expecting it to have. So that's what I'm doing here. It's really subtle, it's not that visible, but it's gonna make a difference. Let me position this here, like so. Okay. I don't want it to be so blurry on the bottom. There we go. This looks better. Perfect. I think it looks good. So let's hit OK. And it will apply that effect to that layer. And since it's a smart object, you can see that we can actually turn the effect off and on without an issue. So that's cool. That's working non-destructively. There we go. Close this up and let's go to Lightroom. I'm gonna speed this up a little bit. See you on the other side. There we go. Now let's bring Photoshop back because I want to do a couple of things here first before finishing in Lightroom. For example, I want to clean this this windshield here. I forgot about it, so let's do that. Let's do that for a second. First of all, let me get all the rust out of the windshield because it doesn't belong there, like so. There we go. It doesn't have to be perfect. Like that. And now let's proceed and erase that, you know, the floor that is on that windshield that doesn't belong there. Notice that I'm not going all the way. I'm not erasing everything absolutely because this is a glass. This is glass, so it's better for it to have that residual floor, because it's gonna help me. As you can see, it looks good. And let's apply this lens flare that I forgot about it before. Let's use screen. Yes. And I will erase this the hard edge that I have here. Perfect. Cool. I think it should be like bigger. Let's see. Let's see if it works. Yeah, it does. Yes, it does. Okay. Yep, that's good. Let's just rasterize it, and I will get rid of these specs, these lens flares artifacts that it has here. I didn't like that. That's good. Perfect. And I just noticed that this cloud, the bottom one, has that hard edge right there. Let me apply a mask and get rid of it for a second before going to Lightroom again. Yep. And I will, yeah, let me get rid of this lens flare here, because I think it's gonna give me some issues in Lightroom. I will save this file here and go back to Lightroom. And before we proceed, I have to copy the developing settings and then press that upper arrow that will bring the metadata from the PSD, and then I paste the developments that I did before. So we have everything in order, and we didn't work in, for nothing. And there you have it, guys. There we go. This is the final image. So this is before, the after, the before, and the after. So that's it for this week, guys. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. See you on the next one. Hope to see you all here again. Remember to subscribe, like, and smash that little bell for notifications, okay? Hector from Vhector Graphics, signing out.